It's pastry week. It's pastry week. And this one looks high stress and fumbly as fuck, like a 12-year-old me trying to dismantle a bomb made of brass. I can't do it. Families in there are going to die unless you... and I tell you what, it's a fresh start for these bakers and they need it after they all bottled it at Chocolate Week. How do you fuck up brownies? Somehow they found a way. So they're coming in here with a fresh attitude and a fresh start, and Linda is very confident. She's obviously switched from an indica to a sativa or a hybrid strain of marijuanas, and she's on the amnesia haze or something like that. She's in great flying form. Watch this space. Her mind, I'm looking forward to pastry week. This is my week. Jordan, I'm not doing that. I'm only doing it because she has a high pitched voice. That's the only thing that I'm mimicking here. Get the fucking lad off the thing. Northern Irish, Mark's not confident. I don't want a soggy bottom. I suppose they want a crisp bottom. Yeah, enough about bloody Mr. Tato's hoop. Yeah. No, the other one. Yeah, the Northern Irish one. To be perfectly honest, I think, right, if I had to bum... Sorry. If I had to bum a Mr. Tato, if I had to commit sodomy with a Mr. Tato, I'd go for the Northern Irish one. He seems like a bottom, and the other big lad looks like a top, you know, and a big top. He also seems like he's no crack behind the eyes. Wouldn't want him riding me. I don't know. He'd probably turn into a lot of crumbs, wouldn't he? I'd be like, get off my back. I don't know. Anyway, if that makes me a Protestant because I want to bum the Northern Irish Mr. Tato, then so be it. Protestants have more fun anyway. Laura is worried she's not refined enough. Laura, she wants to show something a bit more elegant. Honey, if you cannot realize, look in the mirror, that you are serving up some eleganza extravaganza, then, you know, I want to meet the person, the fucking Rachel McAdams mean girl who made you feel like you weren't elegant or you were less than, and kick her in the fucking teeth. Because you're lovely. No, I tell you what I'll do. That's it too. I want to take the Rachel McAdams mean girl who did that to you and put her in her bloody proven drawer to think about what she did, hurting you like that, because you're fab, right? That's jokes aside. Jokes inside. Yeah, what's refined? Fucking flies, you're lizard, you're reptile. You're reptile. That's still canon. She's a reptile. Because she's a blue blood. If you didn't see that last week, you need to go back. The challenge. Make a pasty. Ricky! Ah! You know, Patsy. Pasty. They have to make a pasty. Ricky! Liam. Patsy Kenza. Used to go with Liam Gallagher. Anyway, the pasty has to be 15 centimetres but can be any shape. Well, I'll tell you, Noel, if that's cock shape, that sounds very familiar. 15 inches. 15 centimetres is... It's 6 inches, actually. That's not bad. Yep. It's got to be packed with butter. Mark, of course, is Cornish. And he's feeling high stress now. He feels he has to entirely represent. Cornwall is so far away. Cornwall is so... If you're ever in... You think you're in England. You think, oh, I'm just going to... Cornwall is like Scotland with a big fucking leg sticking out of the side of England. It's really far away. Anyway, just interesting geography fact. Paul is wearing a lovely thick blue shirt. Thank you, Paul, for listening. He's wearing a lovely blue shirt and a white t-shirt. And I bet he didn't fucking spill coffee all over his this morning. Look at the fucking state of that shit. Prue and Paul are matching, and Prue looks well rested. In the Prue Leith, is she well rested segment of the show, big thumbs up for her this week because she looks well rested. Laura's doing a cheese and onion, but a bit more refined. This is the word of the day for Laura. Mature cheddar. Not your fucking easy singles that you normally slap in a Cornish pasty. Mature cheddar and mushrooms or something. I got bored because then Lottie came out and she's got a new eye. She's got a new cat's eye. And I tell you, that's the only thing I could bloody see because she was wearing camouflage from the neck down. You love that pattern, don't you, Jordan? That camouflage. Oh, I couldn't see it was camouflage joke. You love that, don't you? Anyway, lovely eye. If she was a villain, a Bond, Golden, nope. Hermine is making a Moroccan tagine pasty. I can't fit any more spices in it. It's fine. Mark says, mine's going to pack a punch. It's going to be paneer roasted cauliflower. There's a lot of pressure on him being Star Baker. He didn't actually say any of this. Star Baker, a lot of pressure on him, and it doesn't seem to make him any more confident. But he does seem more confident. He seems a bit more at ease. He's chatting better. He's really cute. I like him. I like all these people, right? But I do really like him. I think he's really coming to his own. Laura and Mark, jokes aside, I'm very proud of them because I think they've been given the confidence boost that they need, that they are good, especially when you get to this level of the competition. I actually am a fan of this show. Lottie is doing toad in the hole-less pasty. So it's kind of like a sausage, and then toad in the hole is normally like in mash or something like that. I don't know what it is, really. Something to do with a hole. And it's going to be sausage and mash in a pasty. And I tell you, if this could not be a woman after my own heart. Let me tell you, the best festival meal I ever had was in Glastonbury. Look, I went to Glastonbury, I've been doing right. And it was a Yorkshire pudding plate, right? And in that was mash and gravy and sausage and onions, and it was like a fucking little toad in the hole served in the Yorkshire pudding, and it was so good that I kept going on about it when I got really drunk, and I was like, "Here, man, Joe, I'm after getting there, I'm after getting like this fucking like Yorkshire pudding with a lot of sausages in it and mash," and then I was like, "Oh, unreal, man." And then you're so drunk you have goldfish memory. I was like, "Here, man, do you know what I'm getting first thing in the morning? This is Yorkshire pudding." I was like, "You need to fucking stop talking about this Yorkshire pudding thing." So it's some of the best festival grub I've ever had. Peter's making smoked haddock, egg, and peas. The fucking freak. No. Look, it's an acquired taste. Not my time. Not my time. Right? Not my time. Not into that. Right? Reminds me of my mate growing up who used to force me to play Flight Simulator with him, where he would sit at the computer playing Flight Simulator, and I would have to sit in my seat because he'd fly to like New York, and it'd be like 7 hours, and I'd try and get up, and he'd be like, "No, the fasten seatbelt sign's on," and I'd be sitting there while he's on the other side of the room at his massive desktop computer playing Flight Simulator. And then eventually I was like, "Can I get like some food or whatever?" And his ma came around and gave me a load of butter on a plate. His ma gave me a load of butter on a plate. That's the sort of vibes I'm getting off Peter and his whole fucking Da Vinci family. With the greatest respect to my friend, if he's watching. Linda, honey, she's making a spicy Indian karma symbol on a thing, on a pasty. Karma Sutra, more like. Just exciting to see. She's going to do a little kind of a sprinkled Karma Sutra thing with seeds on it, which is exciting to see. What sort of smut she's going to serve up on this pasty? Big langer, big bloody, like maybe it was that move that what was your own Leslie Ash fell off her table and sued the NHS. Remember that, Leslie Ash? Don't show the bad photo of her, from Men Behaving Badly. And she fell off the table, broke something, and then she caught something in the hospital and sued the NHS for $5 million. I read kind of a bit of that story there, but maybe it's going to be that position. I don't know. I shouldn't have brought this up. Dave starts describing his pasty, and honestly, it looks like he's about to come when he's talking about it. Try and get a picture of his face, Jordan, if you can. Mark, because he is representing Cornwall, he is obviously the pressure is on for him to deliver like the best traditional pasty. So he does a reinterpretation of a pasty. Maybe it's the smart thing to do, but it's monkfish, asparagus, samphire, like fucking, top end fishing village fare. And Paul starts fucking with him, saying, there's got to be a certain number of crimps. There's got to be a certain number of crimps, though. Is it 20? Is it 21? Northern Irish Mark, it's about 20 crimps. And the whole time they're talking about crimps, Noel Fielding, the inventor of the crimp, is silent. Obviously letting his Julian Barrett, Mighty Boosh, pass behind him. He doesn't break into a crimp, which is like a freestyle kind of, rap. Are you going to put a crimp on a pasty? You're so nasty with your haddock and your eggs and your peas. Put a pasty in your pocket and a pocket on your jeans. You know what I mean? That was really fucking good. A crimp! And he doesn't do a crimp. I tell you, a crimp, though, it does sound like a fun, like Dr. Seuss gang, Crimps or blumps. I've been shot by a blump. I'm bleeding out my stomach. I've been shot by a blump. Mark says he wants to make a nice glaze and shine. Glaze and shine, guys. Wake up, campers. He wants to have a nice glaze and shine. Linda wasn't able to do the karma sign, but luckily her kind of, what would you call it? A samosa. Took fucking ages to get to that. So anyway, Linda's karma sign, she's not able to pull it off, but luckily her samosa looking thing does look like a fanny. So that's good. They all look like fannies, which is great for me. And they're all so confident, but some of them are falling to pieces, some of them are like fucking leaking out and all this shit. Lottie's got fuck all crimps, and her cousin made this little toad for the whole thing. Looks, I'm having to go over her cousin. I might meet him someday. But, you know, it doesn't look great. Anyway, judges, I'm all over the place. Let me refocus here. Judges. Mark. Which Mark is this? Yes, Cornish Mark. Bit pale, flavour's good, but bone dry. Not enough cream. Lovely pastry, though, says Prue. Peter. The fucking fish thing. Paul says it's fantastic fish. Bit dry. Lottie. Flaky, witty, good colour. Sounds like me, apart from the colour. I'm very flaky. You coming out tonight? Yeah, I'll be there in a sec. Here, man. Sorry. No, that's me. Very, very good, they say about Lottie. Made the right choice in not crimping. She made an executive decision to not crimp, to put it in to get a bit of colour, and hers comes out with the best colour. Dave. I didn't really pay attention to Dave. There was some Thai sweet chilli thing he was doing, and he has little chilies on them. They look great. Thai curry. Flavour's okay. Too much rice. Mark. What a pasty. Northern Irish Mark. What a pasty should look like. Soft, tender, firm enough to hold good spice. Texture spot on is fucking gorgeous. Hermine. Nice and full. Beautiful. Lovely spice. Beautiful, they say. Lovely pasty. Really delicious. Linda. She didn't crimp, but it's buttery and it's a samosa. It's delicious, but she didn't crimp, and they're not happy about that. Laura. Nice colour. Bit irregular. Nice flake. Filling. Prue says heaven. Love it. Could gobble it up. So Laura, who was going in here looking for a bit of refinement, she has delivered. Will this be the only time she delivers? Watch this space. And then Hermione at the end, she's like, they like it, one more could you ask? See, I'm only doing the high-pitched bit of her voice. Technical, here we go. Prue says this is all about refinement. The inside must be as perfect as the bloody outside. It's 3 raspberry and 3 salted caramel eclairs. Cornish Mark says, yeah, I've not made eclairs before, but I've made shoes. Yeah, all right, you fucking gnome. No one asked you about your cobbling days, you fucking dweeb. Yeah, gnome is what I mean. Linda is freaked about making the dough. She must have swapped to a more heady sour diesel. Oh my God, need to phone me dad. Dave says it should look like it doesn't want to come off a spoon, but Lottie says it should look like a reluctant drop, like when you take an Eckie for Kanye West because the gig is shy. Laura says the creme pat is a posh word for custard. Again, translating for us humans. She's a lizard. Canon. Linda starts again. She keeps fucking starting again. She cannot seem to get these shoe buns right. She starts pouring water on the old buns. Doing that thing that fucking Ian did when he dumped his cake in because your other one fucking put it out of the fridge. You should have watched the first episode if you don't know what I'm talking about there. But she's going to have nothing to show. So she takes a second, starts to make more shoe buns. But she's fucking, you know, I don't really have a point about that. I've run out of steam on that particular thing to talk about. Anyway, next. Matt asks Mark if he'd strip naked on TV. This is the second time in 2 weeks now the host has asked Mark if he'll take his clothes off. And I get it. You're a good-looking guy. You're a hot guy. I like the fact that they're objectifying this man. He's cute. So now it gets all freaky. Now everyone's trying to fucking inject the shoe buns. These long buns, they're trying to inject them with cream. It's like watching porn in reverse. It's horrible to see. Linda says, Linda hears she's only 5 minutes and she's only fucking taking out the shoe buns then. So then basically she just leaves all the bits on the side. Linda, honey, I know you're like something out of a fucking don't do drugs ad, being like on the couch, you know, oh, just to hand them in a bowl. You have to, I'm sorry, you have to do the job that you're asked to do. I feel like she's given up, and it breaks my heart because she's my favourite. Anyway, judges. Dave. Empty creme pat and runny. Nice flavour though. Wrong consistency. Lottie. Quite neat. Split though. Good flavour. Wrong consistency. Linda. Terrible. no flour, and dip. Paul fucks him across the table. He seems really pissed off. Hermione, they look like eclairs. Laura, who's bloody eclair then? Huh? Well, then why don't you give Hermione hers back? See, you saw a delayed thing there, and I went back for the bit. That's what you don't see when I edit these. That's why it's as fucking raw as it is. Laura, pastry's not baked, and the flavour of the texture, flavour's okay, texture's wrong. Mark, a lot wrong. Cornish Mark is not having a good week. Again, the pressures of having a child have gotten to him. I understand it. Needed longer, loads of things wrong with it. Northern Irish Mark, empty creme pap, but it looks good. Peter, neat, right consistency, good flavour. Peter's looking good. But in dead last, you got Linda and Northern Irish Mark then coming up the rear, and then Dave as well. Second is Hermione, and first is Peter. Look, cute Peter. He's doing well. Okay, here we go. Showstopper. They have to make a caged tart. Sounds like they're going to want to put you... Fucking hell. Sounds like they want to put you in a cage, Jordan. You tart. You're a tart. The biggest issue is the cage. Lottie has not been able to pull it off yet in practice. This is proper edge of your seat stuff. She is just a wild, wild woman. It's fascinating to watch. Prue wants something elegant, a luscious tart that you want to eat a lot of, but you can't because it's simply so rich. Lottie is making an apple tree tart with a pyramid, multi-layered, but it's got no sides. It's got no bloody sides. It's like going in and getting a bloody burger. I'm not getting anything else. There's no sides. That is the weakest. That is the weakest one of them. It's like getting a burger. Unreal. Did you see his burger bit? It was something to do with sides. Really good. Dave is doing a Parisian Louvre. They're both doing pyramids. It'd be interesting to see who does better. Laura is trying to get her sides and do all this because it's obviously pastry. You got the layer thing, layer of dough, layer of butter, layer thing, and she starts smashing the butter. And for some reason, this seems to wake up fucking Android Dave, and he gets all cocky. Oh, Laura, you pretending that's fucking Paul, huh? Are you pretending you're smashing in Paul's fucking head, huh? Don't know where the accent went there. Oi, Laura, you pretending that's fucking Paul, mate? Are you pretending you're smashing in his fucking skull and his little blue eye dangling outside, huh? Bet you fucking are. Laura is doing a key lime pie with a dome of puff lattice. What a fucking, that'd be a great name. Puff lattice. Elegant, I wrote here. Peter is doing hazelnut blackberry curd. I can't do the Scottish voice. Dome is a short crust cage, edible flowers. Hermine's doing a lemon tart with meringue and a square pastry cage. Laura says she wants to put Peter in the cage and feed him cheese. It's really cute. I'd love to see that played out in a kind of 8mm kind of film, you know. Oh. And people put in their cakes to do the blind bake. It's blind to bake. Da-do, 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 da-do. I'm not doing the whole thing. It's blind bake. And here's our Graham. Remember him? So they're doing a blind bake. And they're burning the loads. They're burning the sides. Mark is doing a Pear and Sage, Northern Irish Mark, in a bottle cage. It actually looks like probably the best concept here. In that everyone else is doing like just a pastry and then they're putting something on top of it. This is kind of like a long bit of a bottle that's going to have a lot of holes in it, message in a bottle, load of little sand, sage and everything like that. Sounds great. I love Mark. He's a cute guy. Linda's doing a gypsy tart. Noel is delighted. Very exciting. Proper. This is Rice and Queens. Remember that song? Born on a wagon on a traveling show. Linda used to make a pastry for me. I didn't find a good out there. So you're seeing all this live. Mark is doing, Cornish Mark is doing an apple and blackberry tart with a big fuck off lattice dome. Which, to be fair, looked a bit too easy for him to cut out. We just did and then folded it over. Why didn't everyone do that? It looked great. They start taking out the fucking cages here from their molds, and I could barely fucking breathe. It looks delicate as fuck. Mark starts fucking cracking in half. It's all over the place. But they managed to pull it off, luckily. And Dave's actually looks decent. Dave looks all right. Whatever software update he got this week is working for him. Hit the terms and conditions. Yes, I didn't even have to read it, Apple. Just update it. Great. A new OS. It looks great. It's got little widgets on it. Whatever. And then he starts spraying it his actual skin color, silver. It's like, it looks like they look like the Sith holocron. You know, the iconic Sith holocron. That's what his looks like. The Sith Wayfinder, sorry. I think it's called the Holocron, either way. Something fucking stupid. Anyway. Sorry, my smut. I might have to have Jordan put a bloody smut counter here. Because, Jesus, I need to rein it in. Anyway, judges' critiques. Dave's looks great. Prue says all it has to do now is taste great. The flavour's great. Great job, Dave. Mark's posh apple and blackberry. Highly effective, lovely and rich. But the base is a bit big. Right? It's kind of like level 42. That's Kajagoogoo. What was a good base? Dancing in the Moonlight. Bass is a bit big. When I passed you, when I passed you. No, I'm not putting that aside. I did a good bit. Hermine, it's a lime tart. It looks beautiful, very clever, but then big fucking sausage hands smashes it. Paul smashes it. They laugh because it's not her fault. Its flavour's lovely. The pastry's beautiful. Prue likes it. Prue says that the pastry is like her and Hollywood is like the bloody cage. No, the other way around. Whatever. Laura has this amazing Kent garden tart. It's very impressed. There's edible flowers. Paul is impressed. Prue loves the key lime. It's how lime should taste. Tastes amazing. You've excelled yourself. Paul knew exactly what she needed to hear. And I was so proud of you, Laura. I was so proud of you. I know you watched this. I was so proud of you. And fucking Linda. Linda's cage. And my heart was broken. She presents this gypsy tart with a bit of hair. It looks like fucking Jim out of Rosie and Jim. Little bit of hair. It looks shite. Flavour, it's just a bit thick. Doesn't look good at all. I mean, it's just writings on the fucking gypsy tart. She's gone. Lottie, the cage is sensational. The artistry is exceptional. Is it a tart, though? Is it a tart? Maybe that'd be a new segment for this bloody Tara Reid. Is it a tart? Sharon Stone, is it a tart? I don't like that term for women. I realised there, I don't want to do that. It's really light. I remember one time working with this girl in London, right? I was going to say woman. I don't know why I didn't just say woman. I worked with this woman, young woman, in London. And I was calling a load of the other lads mugs. I kept saying, I kept holding up a mug, doing shy patter, saying like, hey, that's bloody you. That's as high as the highest patter, the highest level of patter I was doing. I said, hey, see that mug? That's you, right? And she goes, you know, mate, where I come from, calling someone a mugs, I call him a cunt. And I was like, what? That is a disproportionate mug. So that's just... So a tart just seems really light. But people really don't like being called tarts. Anyway, no one's a tart. Anyway, is it a tart? It's very squidgy. Lottie's squidgy tart. It tastes absolutely beautiful, apparently. Peter, blackberry lemon. The cage looks good. Peter freaks out when they start looking at it. His eyes go... and it is lovely and tart. It is tart. It's lovely and tart. It's a happy tart, says Paul. And Peter loves that. He's like, I love the fact that I made him happy. He's a very sweet guy. Mark's mess sage is a mess. Sage in a bottle. The piping isn't great. The pears don't look appetizing. Paul even says, look, outside of the cage, it's not great. From its core, it's shit. So from what he did to Laura, that's what she needed to hear. He knows that it's Linda at this stage going away. He can be a bit sterner with Mark. Be a bit like, listen now. Hey. Don't be fucking, you know what I mean? You were Star Baker last week. Peter, is delighted it's a happy tart. And Laura is made up. Laura is delighted. They're really, I think they've been in such close proximity with each other. They know how directly to communicate with each other. It's a very sweet thing to say. And it's an exciting competition at this stage now. Now no one really knows who Star Baker is going to be, which is exciting. And everyone's kind of had their turn. There isn't someone like Raoul coming out here with fucking 5 Star Bakers in a row, making it uninteresting. It's very interesting. Obviously, it's going to be Linda. And then the writing's on the wall. It is Linda. Linda is leaving. She said it's been the highlight of her life. She's been like a child at Disneyland. Star Baker is Laura. Great news. Laura is Star Baker. She well deserved it. Laura, you are elegant. You are refined. You are fabulous. You are beautiful, no matter what they say. And Linda, listen. Linda, honey, I'm sure fucking High Times or Vice are going to give you some fucking ganja cooking show online and you'll be fucking made up. If they're not going to do that, get people to do that. Let's petition to have Linda have her own fucking brownie brownie show. In the future. Next week, Japanese week. What does that even mean? Who knows? I'm excited to find it out. And if you like this podcast, you can find more podcasts on my podcast channel, Tony Cantwell's Hit Show. You can subscribe to the Patreon if you like this whole thing that we're doing here. You can subscribe to the Patreon and get an extra podcast every single week over there. And I want to thank the podcast studios. Could be one of my last times I'm recording from here for a while as we go into lockdown for a fucking umpteen time. So I want to thank Al and the people here at the podcast studios. I want to thank you, Jordan, you fine man, for editing this video. And I want to thank Cian Conde for doing our fabulous theme song. I will see you next week, whether it's here or me fucking on the bog holding my phone. Let's find out. See you next week.